How we all doing, guys? The constant repair, yes. So, see if I can show you what happened. This is my old frame. And right here. See that? That should not be happening. And actually, I bet if I were to take some of this tape off, yes. There we go. That is a break, ladies and gentlemen. I could probably just break that all the way through, actually, if I wanted to. Let me know if the music is too loud or if that bass is too much. I have music playing in the other room, and I thought I would just do a live stream here. I normally just am working like this alone. I thought, hey, what if someone actually wanted to see what I'm up to? So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I just posted that video of the Autel Evo a few minutes ago. George, what's up? I just bought a new frame on eBay, actually. And I have another one coming as well. So, yeah, I actually broke 2 frames in the same evening. Right now I'm putting electrical tape where the ESCs are going to be. And that's going to make sure that we don't have conductivity between the ESCs and the carbon fiber of the frame. Now I'm going to put together the frame itself. Yeah, George, we got to do a little night flying session. That'd be fun. I saw your text earlier today. Sounds like a good time to me. So this is the Armaton Chameleon, and it's a pretty easy job because here are the guts of the previous frame, and all I'm doing really is switching them out. So I'm not going to be doing much soldering today. In fact, it's mainly just putting this onto the new frame. I bought a whole nother frame. Yep. So I've got all the pieces to it here. I should tilt this down a little further. There we go. So yeah, I'm gonna put the frame together. You can also see my old frame. Everything's just kind of bent. See how it's a little disjointed? There's been a lot of crashes, and this is just so warped. And some of the screws underneath here started coming out too because they're stripped, and the top ended up breaking off. So I had these little screw stubs that just have never come out. That right there is slightly bent. This thing is just full of grass and dirt. So it's about time to get going with a new one. So it's nice to start fresh, you know? So what'd y'all think about the Autel Evo video? True. That is true. Yeah, 99 bucks, or yeah, 99. 999 is not bad at all. Especially for what it offers. I was just telling someone in the comments, I'm like, I wish that the Mavic Pro original would drop in price, because I don't know if that is really a $999 drone in late 2018. The Autel Evo has some features that the original Mavic doesn't have, and it's the same price. So, all right. I'm going to put together the camera cradle. and see where we can go. Hey, what's going on? Tiny Hawks? I have not tried a Tiny Hawk yet. One of my friends, Scott Rue, he has a Baby Hawk, but I've not tried a Tiny Hawk. Sounds interesting. I'd be willing to try. Have you flown one? What's going on, Minivan Mike? What camera am I using? I'm using the Pixel 3. Google Pixel 3. Let's see. So they have these little camera standoffs right here. Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out. I don't know much about it. But if I can get a hold of a link, I'll check it out. Yep. Yeah, the Google Pixel 3 is really good for video and for live streaming. And I don't just say that because they sent it to me for free. I use their hashtags when I post with it, but honestly, I think it is a really good phone. I wouldn't have switched from my iPhone had I not thought that. But I actually do. I think it's a good phone. It was an easy transition to go back to Android, because I started out on Android. And I've only had an iPhone for about a year and a half. So that's okay. All right, a few more screws here and I'll be able to pay a little more attention to the chat. This part right here always gets me because these plates want to go together a very specific way. That screw is rusted. TPU parts, yeah. What kind of TPU are you thinking? What kind of TPU do you use with the Chameleon? You love the Pixels, but you're still on the Pixel 2 XL? Yeah. Yeah, the 3 is awesome. I love it. All right, here's how it goes. If I can fit it in here. It's a tight fit. Here we go. Nice and clean. I'm going to put on the flight controller first, though, before I do that. Terrorist training? What? Bernie Viz, I don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, motor arm guards. I have, well, I have these arm guards. And then I have ESC guards as well. He's joking. Yeah, I suppose if you didn't know what I was doing, you might think this was something kind of strange. I'm gonna try to stab myself with the X-Acto knife like I did last time. There we go. Yep, that's all I got. And honestly, I don't even use these ESC covers anymore. I've been opting for using the cut props that I tape to the ESCs. I find that they're a little bit lighter, they're a little more streamlined, because these have these little ridge, these little slits, and I do wonder if that creates some air turbulence. I'm not really sure. All right, so here is the guts back on. There we go. It's already coming together pretty well. Like I said, this was going to be easy. Oh, you know what? It's backwards though. Ha! Small details. There we go. So who's going to the Spin Up event in August on December 1st? Anybody? What is the Spin Up event? Well, it's on December 1st. A bunch of different YouTubers like me are meeting up in Austin, Texas. If you were to Google Meetup Spin Up, so Meetup is the group, but Spin Up is the actual event. If you were to Google Meetup Spin Up, Spin Up one word, Meetup one word, you'll see. I think actually dronespinup.com might be the address. I can't recall. But anyway, Ready Set Drone. Kelly of Ready Set Drone is putting together this event, and he has invited a bunch of different YouTubers and drone enthusiasts to come, and some of us are going to do presentations. I'm going to be doing a flight demonstration, FPV flight demonstration. And he's reserved the Dell Diamond in Austin, Texas. It's a huge baseball field. And we're all going to go out there and have a great old time as long as weather permits. And actually, if you're interested in going, you can use the promo code EDFLY and get $50 off your ticket. So check that out. We're getting excited about it. Kelly's doing a lot of promotion, and we just got signed on another company, Freewell Gear, to do another giveaway. So I think he's giving away stuff by DJI and Parrot, but then we're also going to have a giveaway by Freewell Gear up to $300 in product value. So it's actually going to be a pretty awesome event. Someone's going to win big, and I'm excited. We're gonna have like monitors out there with AV signals, so we're gonna be able to watch my FPV feed from these monitors outside as I crash and smash all over the Dell Diamond in Austin. I don't fly in front of a lot of people very much, so most of that's probably just gonna be nerves, but it's going to be a good experience for all of us, hopefully. All right, we got 2 motors here. On. And I'm making sure not to use too long of screws because I've done that before and I've burned out motors real quick. Basically, if you use too long of screws, the screw starts biting into the copper windings of the motor and then shorts it out or burns up the ESC because you're preventing it from spinning, any number of things. And that was definitely something I kind of had to learn the hard way. Yep, that set me back a little money for sure. What's going on? Artco Drought Solutions. Steve Miller, what's going on? Hey, Steve Miller, nice. Steve's gonna be there. Yeah, there's a bunch of other people. I know Chris Rollins is gonna be there, Ken Herron, Billy Kyle, of course, Ready Set Drone, Kelly, Droner, Drone Valley, The Everyday Dad, somebody else I can't think at the moment. Yeah, right. Yeah, these are the Mr. Steel version 2 silks. Don't want to be burning up this one. I was just talking with George earlier at the field. These have bent on me on occasion, but luckily I've been able to just switch out the bells and not the entire motor. All right, one more. Oh. So these 3D printed arm protectors double as soft mounts, which is nice. Soft mounting the motors can kind of help sometimes with noise generated by the motors or whatever. I'm not sure. George could probably explain it a little better if I'm off base, but to my understanding, it flies better, a little bit smoother by having a little bit of a soft buffer between the motor and the carbon fiber. I've run soft mounted motors for probably 9 months now, something like that. All right, it's coming together. So I'm probably can put on my little nylon screw nuts here on the flight controller, and then, yep, this is beta flight. I think it's only like beta flight 3.41 or something. Then look at my huge capacitor, just chilling. That kind of nestles underneath the camera once it's all together, which I could probably put together now. Let me put the camera in first before I put it on the drone, because this is sometimes a tight fit. There we go. And I use a 2.1 millimeter field of view. This is a Runcam Swift 2. Let's just get that first screw in there and then be able to put it in. It's also nice to be able to use screws from the previous build because they're already put together. Like right now I have this little washer. There we go. And then I use 4 other little M2 screws to lock it in place. So this is a 3-hole plate, and this is from the previous frame because with the new frame, and I suspected this, the plates are not the right ones. I'm not even sure where they, oh, right here. Yeah, see those? There's one huge hole and then this little like crescent shape. My camera doesn't work for that. It has to use something like this where it's a 3-hole camera brace plate. So this is from the previous one, and then I'm just not even going to use these. If someone wants these, let me know. I'll send it to them. Ah, okay, really improves your gyro of your flight controller. Interesting. The stack is somewhat self-mounted. So this is the Riot Control F4. So if you can see, I'm not sure if my cell phone's gonna, yeah. Okay, right here, that is a soft-mounted little washer thing. There we go. So that's a soft mount point, and you have your nylon standoffs right here. So that's a double soft mount, and then right here, if I can bend this back, that's the gyro, soft mounted in that like gel thing. It's like a little gel enclosure. So that's another soft mount point. So this is pretty well soft mounted. I don't have any issues. I don't feel like I need to go any further on that. What's up, Ray? How's it going? Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's something in there. No, this thing flies like a dream. I have never had an issue with the Riot Control F4. George, I'll be able to see that link later. Right now, I don't think I can click it on my phone, but... yeah, those Riot controls, it's like it takes care of the soft mount for you. I used to have the soft mounted Holybro Kakute version 2, but that was soft mounted with just a little piece of foam. It really wasn't a true soft mount in my estimation. I mean, maybe it was, but just didn't have much faith in it. And the fact that I ruined it anyway. So I was trying to get all fancy and use conformal coating, like this stuff, to waterproof my quad. And I ended up painting over the gyro with the soft mount foam, creating this hardened shell that completely negated any soft mount, effect that it already had. So I ended up ruining, not ruining, but just severely limiting that particular flight controller because of some poorly applied conformal coating. But that's my fault. That was me rushing, mixed with me drinking a few buds. And you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be mixing alcohol with circuitry and soldering. Thoughts on Parrot versus... Hey, what's up, Eli? Thoughts on Parrot versus DJI? I've never flown a Parrot drone. Maybe that's next. I've done Autel. I've done DJI. The next rational step would be to get a Parrot. I'd be down. I wouldn't mind. DJI's been great, but it's like after a while, I don't know. I'm not like wanting to continue only flying DJI. I have all their latest consumer and prosumer level stuff, so I definitely had my experience with it. All right. Now we have to get our... Actually, you know what? We could probably wrap those ESCs. Real quick, before I get too far, though, I am going to test this out and make sure that it continues to work. I'm going to plug in my VTX, put on my left-hand circular polarized thingy thing. I'm gonna get a battery and my smoke stopper. I haven't done any soldering or you know, circuitry change, whatever, so this should be fine. But I still make it a practice to always use a smoke stopper. Okay. Looks good to me. Motors all feel good, so I'm gonna get my controller. Sorry, I'm blocking the view. I'll back off in just a second. Okay. Motor's all not obstructed, so let's see. See that arm switch. Good. That's nice. Always nice when things work. Ugh. Oh, one more thing I should check. Whoop. Sorry about that. Hey, we got video. Okay. This is my Eachine EV800. I use this to test on the bench. It's nice. It's kind of like a little monitor that you can just have in the corner of the desk. Explain the smoke stopper, never messed with one or took time to understand them. Whoa! George doesn't use a smoke stopper. Now you're serious? I'm just making sure you're serious. I'll answer your question accordingly. All right, where's that tape? So we have these broken props. I've snipped them. And that's where I'm going to be putting my broken prop over the ESC to protect it, and then wrapping it with zip or what do you call it? Electrical tape. Oh, real quick before I forget, I should put these screws on, or these nuts. So funny story, the other day, I was flying and I was complaining about my quad like jerking around. And I was like, something's wrong, like the gyro's off or something, I don't know. Couldn't find out what was going on. Then the other day, my friend was looking at my quad just to check it out, and he's like, hey Ed, you don't have any of your flight controller nuts on. This thing is just like floating. And I thought, oh my God, I totally had forgotten to put on my flight controller nuts. So this flight controller, which is very dependent on the gyro to make things fly well, is like tilted and flopping around, and the G-force is like really affecting it. It's about kind of stupid there. Eli, thank you. Appreciate that. All right, so smoke stopper. Let's explain what a smoke stopper is. Here's what it is. You plug your battery here. I wonder if my camera can focus. Yeah. You plug your battery here. You plug your quad in here. So between here, you have a light bulb. And this particular light bulb is, can't remember. Is it like 100 watt or what it is? I can't remember. But either, or regardless, it's designed to basically eat up the extra power if you have a short. So normally you have a short and then something ends up like, you know, catching fire, smoking up. But if you have a short with this thing, the light bulb will instead turn on, and it'll save your gear from smoking up. So it's very useful for testing, especially like first time builds, when you first connected everything and you want to make sure that you have no shorts. Use a smoke stopper. Might save your quad's life one day. And I built this, by the way. I found this on YouTube. I found a video on how to make it on YouTube. All right. So now we can do the tape. Yeah, I like OSD, George. I do. But I don't like excessive OSD. I have my call sign, I have battery, and I have signal strength. And now that I have Crossfire, signal strength isn't even that important either. But basically, battery and call sign are the two things that I care about. I don't use warnings. I don't use flight stats, you know, milliamps or amp draw and all that. I just don't, you know. I'd rather have a clutter-free experience and something that I'd be happy with showing somebody, you know, DVR later on without it being so cluttered. Now, if I had a long-range quad with GPS and stuff, I might be more inclined to use more OSD. But for short range freestyle, nah, I don't use a whole lot. Oops, I'm off screen. Let's see, where are my other... Well, I guess I gotta use another one. My favorite DJI drone. I think the Phantom 2s. I'm sorry, the Mavic 2 is what I meant to say. So, I tell you what. There have been many occasions where I have used the Mavic 2s over the Phantom 4 Pro. I've been filming some subdivisions under development recently. I've also filmed a few weddings and stuff like that, and I've been opting for the Mavic 2s over the Phantom. Now, of course, Mavic 2 cannot do 4K 60, but most of these projects don't require that either. Usually 4K 30 is just fine for people. So I do like just how quick it is to set up, you know, the Mavic. And I can pretty much just keep my Mavic in my car indefinitely. All right, see how smooth that looks? I just really love dressing up the ESCs with props and tape. Every once in a while you'll get a nick in the tape and then it starts looking kind of bad, but I just think that looks so sharp. Yep, I still live in Raleigh, yep. I'll be here for a while, I think. I have no intention on moving anytime soon. I just moved recently, as some of you may know. And what I'm trying to do, save up some money, maybe put on a down payment of a house of my own. Because I'm getting kind of tired of renting. And I would love to own a place and start kind of paying off my own place instead of paying someone else to own their place. Just about ready for that. I finally paid off my car, so my next big saving will probably be a down payment for a house. Mortgage would be low anyway. I mean, not low, but just like for the same house, I could be paying much less for mortgage. In fact, the realtor who showed me this, not this place, but a couple other places when I was looking for a new place to rent, she's like, you know, you'd be paying a lot less if you owned. Like, why don't you own? Why don't you buy? And I'm like, well, I don't have money for a down payment or anything. That's just not something that I've been thinking about. But then it's got me thinking, and I thought, oh boy, well, maybe she's right. I would love to find a place, not really like far in the country, but country enough that I could find, you know, I could fly a drone in my backyard or something and have a good time. All right, we're almost done. VTX is on. I gotta bind up Crossfire Immortal T right there. I've heard that this is the best placement. Oh, you know what? I might want to add some of those little feet too. These things. An all golf course, that's not bad. I didn't realize that's what they did. That's cool. All right, let's add some feet. Right about there. And where'd that last one go? Did I already drop it? Oh, crap. Did I drop it? Oh, there it is. I was about to say, did you guys see where it went? See, it's prop in the air? John, so what you can do is tap the app screen and drag with your finger, and that will move the gimbal around independent of the drone body. And that's how you can kind of move the camera to a point where it can actually see the drone's arm. There you go. So to keep those little feet on, I just put another strip of tape over that. Hey now, come to Chapel Hill every once in a while. Well, here's a question. Do you know about the old Blue Cross Blue Shield building in Chapel Hill? The one that looked like a spaceship? George knows what I'm talking about. We used to fly there all the freaking time. Now it's kind of under development. It's not so easy to get in. They have it kind of gated off. But that was an awesome place to fly. Right off of Durham Chapel Hill Boulevard. It's not a bad idea, John, maybe. If I can get going, I tell you what, I have a handful of videos that people have asked me to make, and I've been dragging my feet because I'm a horrible YouTuber. There we go. But if I can do that, sure. Or maybe next time I do a live stream, I can do it live, because next time I do a live stream, I'll probably be talking about GPS drones anyway. So I'll probably already have it out. All right, one more. Bam! All right, now for this thing. Awesome, I appreciate that, John. You live by a large field in Chapel Hill that's great for flying. Nice. Yeah, no, that's an awesome area, by the way. If you can get in there, and I'm not telling you to do this, but you could totally get in there. That gate is pretty much only to keep cars out, but if it's after 5 or on weekends, at least this was the case a few months ago, you could still get in there and do some flying and no one cared. But I haven't been there in probably at least a month and a half, maybe 2 months. Actually, I haven't been there since I lived in this house, so it's been more like 3 months maybe. August, September, October. All right, antenna mounted. Immortal T right there. So it's away from the body, it's safe. You wouldn't think so, but see, the props are pushing air down, so these rarely get in the prop. It's only happened twice that this has actually gotten hit by a prop before. I'm way into FPV drones now, I gotta admit, but I have to respect the fact that a lot of people subscribe for the camera drones and they appreciate information about them, and I like them too. It's just I find this, I do this more as a hobby, whereas the FPV drones, they're a little bit more, maybe more of a business model per se. You know, both in regards to me using them for my videography, and then also me making videos for YouTube. Because people love to watch those way more than they watch these drones. And so if I want to continue to see my channel do well, making camera drone videos is kind of necessary. Maybe not forever, but at the current moment in time, it seems to be. So I'll do a few camera drone videos here and there, and balance it out with some FPV stuff and have fun with that too. Now, about 1.5 years ago, I was all about some camera drones. Like, that was all I did. I would fly those things every single day. I have like folders on my hard drive that show that I had flights like every day of the week. But I just started really having fun with FPV drones, and it got to the point where it's like, I didn't really want to do anything else. But now I've got FPV drones, you know, I've already done quite a bit with them, and so I guess the novelty of them's wore off, so I don't quite feel as obsessed, but it's still a really big part of my life, and it's a big part of my socializing too. I have a lot of friends, like George in here, who flies, and it's just a really good time. Like today, I was flying with George and Matt at the field. Didn't even text them to say I was going to be there. They were just there anyway. And that's kind of the thing. The FPV drone community seems to be pretty tight-knit. And they're very supportive too, because when I was first starting out, I met these guys in like January, and they were willing to help me out and explain things to me and be cool. And because I was a noob, it didn't really matter. Yeah. What's up, Bill? Yeah. Yeah, Ross, I agree. Now, one thing I don't agree with is when FPV pilots start like calling out DJI pilots as being inferior or stupid or whatever. You know, it's just a different type of flying, you know? I mean, think of the application of a camera drone. There's so much that you can do with it. And I think a lot of camera drone enthusiasts think that FPV guys are just reckless, crazy adrenaline junkies. So, I mean, that kind of goes both ways. But I hate going on like an FPV thread and people just, they don't even take a drone, like a DJI drone, seriously. They just don't even think that's flying. Well, yeah, it's still flying. It's like a commercial airliner. Yes, you're still a pilot, even though you have autopilot, all these telemetry systems, and it can basically land itself. You're still a pilot of a commercial airline, you know? So this is just a different type of thing. And some people appreciate DJI's intelligent systems. It lets them focus on getting the shot, as opposed to focusing on not crashing or something else. So I defend both camps. And sometimes it's difficult. It's like, you know, trying to live in both camps. This is the Chameleon, Armiton Chameleon. It's new because as I was showing earlier, this is what the old one looked like. Chewed up, broken arm right there. Yeah, awesome, Ross. HQ 4.3, George. I used to run the Cyclones, but I started flying HQ when I bought the steel motors, because of course steel flies steel motors and HQ, and I thought, well, maybe they go really well together. I'm not entirely convinced that's true, but I've gotten used to it, and I don't really want to change at this point. All right, so now let's get our wraps in. Oh yeah, we got to raise the camera tilt of the GoPro mount here. Sure. So, the Mr. Steel version 2 Silk motors. These are 2345 kV. This is the Riot Control F4 flight controller. These are the Speedy B 30 amp BLHES D-Shot 600 ESCs. This is the Runcam Swift 2 with a 2.1 millimeter field of view. TBS UI Race Edition. Crossfire Nano receiver with Immortal T. 100 or 1000 what's it called, microfarad capacitor. Left hand axis. And I think that's it. All right, let's get a few things in here. I'm gonna get the GoPro strap. No problem. Thanks, Ross. I need 2 more battery straps. Hold on. All right. Let's see. This is my FPV case, which should have some extra straps. Actually, this might be cool to show. So, let me take this. Hey! All right, so basically I have 3 of the same drone. That's a copy. And then that's a Chameleon TI, but same components. So 3 drones of exactly the same components. The only difference is this is the TI, Chameleon. Now look at that. See how this is bent? I have another Chameleon on order because this is just crazy. This used to be nice and even like that, but so many crashes have forced this metal together and everything's just kind of warped. And that GoPro's seen better days. I have another GoPro on order too. So yeah, we were just flying. This is actually straight from the field. These are the batteries I flew today. And these are what I did not get to, so I could have flown 4 more. This is the OR 67 by Orca Bags. And I actually made a video of this. If you were to search Ed Ricker Orca Bags, you'll find this bag, a video I made. So it was one of the first reviews I actually made. I always keep all my junk in here. So some of my drones have FreeSky receivers, like my Vifly X150 and my new eSheen US65 brushless whoop. So I always keep this module in there so I can switch it out with my Crossfire. Soldering iron, zip ties, a bunch of crap. I also always keep extra antenna. I keep left-handed and right-handed, so I have like right-handed in this one, and then up here I have an assortment of left-hand antenna, and that helps me to pick whatever I need. So this has a left-hand polarized antenna. This one has a right-handed polarized antenna. So basically whatever I'm picking out of the box. And then this camera is programmed for low light. So it's got the auto gain control all the way up, and it has a black and white color profile. Whereas these have the auto gain control off and a color profile. So these two I fly during the day, And then late at night or dusk, you know, I'll bring out this one. And I just got a new toolkit. I really like this toolkit. Race Day Quads. 20 bucks. I always keep this in here too, the Transformer by Fat Shark, so that if anyone wants to watch my feed, I don't have to give them my goggles. I can just give them this, and they can watch a handheld feed. And I just got a bunch of other extra stuff. I got, you know, frequency cards, prop nuts, screen protectors for GoPro. I mean, I just got basically anything that could break or that I would need, you know, an extra Mortal T, extra Crossfire radio antenna, extra bells for the Mr. Steel motors if one was to bend on me, extra lens for run cam, just as much stuff as, you know, lens cleaner, solder. This thing is heavy, but I love to take it around with me, and if I bring this entire bag or this entire case, I'm usually just fine throughout the day for repairs. And then underneath this, I have my landing pad. So if I want to take off and there's a bunch of grass and stuff, use my landing pad there. And then here's my goggles. So I use the HD 3s. George and I were just talking about this. HD3 with a Video Aerial Systems crosshair and a Video Aerial Systems ion with an Amway, I think it's a 4-inch extension. And some extra props. So I think we're about ready here. I'm gonna put on some props so I can fly tomorrow. I use the Tyrannus X9D Plus with full-size crossfire and diamond antenna. GoPro 7? Yeah, I thought about it. I looked them up. So here's the thing, I looked on eBay today because I needed a new session. I looked at GoPro 7 prices, $400. So I went and bought a used Hero Session 5 for $100, and I'm pretty happy with that. I just can't justify. Now, if I'm gonna go on some awesome like trip where I really want to get awesome footage, I'll probably think about getting a 7. But for just practicing outdoors, I really don't think I should be buying a 7. I'd be too tempted to try it and then smack. Now, if GoPro wants to sponsor me, hey, I'll take all the GoPro 7s they want to throw at me. I will say that sometimes it pays to ask, because I would not have gotten a Mavic 2 Zoom for free had I not asked to be added to their partnership program. And I wouldn't have there's another product coming up. Haven't made a video about it yet, but I will soon, where I straight up asked for it. And they said we couldn't give it to you for free, but we can give you a 40% discount. I said, okay. I wanted it anyway. Hey Manny, I think an Autel Evo will suit you well. I did some commercial shoots with it. If you see the Autel Evo video, you'll notice that I am chasing a convertible. That was actually a shoot for a realtor, and he wanted to get shots of himself talking to some of his clients and taking them out for a ride on one of his convertibles. So that shot is a commercial shot, and it was with a realtor. So yeah, I think it'd be perfect for that. It has a wide field of view, which I think is also very important for real estate videography. Sometimes if a drone camera is too narrow, then it's difficult to get the entire subdivision or the entire development or building in the shot. So with the Evo having a 94-degree field of view, that really is a benefit. Now I just replaced this screen protector, or this lens protector. The thing is, I'm not entirely convinced this even works anymore. I probably should have checked it before I put it on and wasted a filter or a protector. I can always put it on the new one when I get it. Yeah, this GoPro might be done. See how chewed up it is? It's just been through a lot. This GoPro's fine, I think. Yeah. Screen still works. Yep. But this one, I think, is finally dead. That's disappointing. Nice, George. You can't say anything about it? For the time being? I'll try. All right. So we should get a green or a red light. Now I charged this earlier, so it could be that maybe it was running all day, but I charged this starting at around 3 o'clock today. I see nothing. Nope. I think it's dead. Well, I mean, I should still get something. I know this button has not worked in about 2 months. I know that the screen here has not worked in a couple months. I'm just trying to see if there's different ways of pushing it. Nope. Yeah, I don't know. I might go here with the other one that I broke a while back. So I was saving it because the lens is perfectly fine. I thought if I ever break a lens, I can switch it out, but I'm always breaking the internals, you know? Yeah. One thing I do want to do is take out the SD card while I'm thinking about it. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I guess, well, I'm not sure where to put this for now. I guess right there. Anyway. All right, I think we're ready to go. So I'm gonna take this GoPro out. I don't really like this mount too much because it's so freaking tight. Ugh. I mean, it's not coming out, that's a good thing, but it's a lot tighter than it needs to be. Oh. Got a couple of lenses here. 2.1, 2.5. All right, guys. It's been real. I don't think I'm gonna do much else. I just want to get that done. So, I should start buying on Amazon, by the way. I keep buying eBay GoPros, and then I can never take advantage of the warranty. It's kind of short-sighted thinking, but oh well. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys. I think I'm gonna hang it up. I gotta shoot tomorrow morning, and gotta hit the hay in a little while, if I can. So, take care. And happy flying, everybody. Peace.